to some of the coaches, the key is going to be stopping Rose and running back Phil Rada, number 11. If the Jacket defense can do that, their offense should be able to put some points up on the boards.
Please take notice that this is a smoke-free school. No smoking on the campus grounds. Thank you very much.
I'm Charles Berger, doing the announcement solo today. And helping me out on the camera is David Cooperman, an injured Yellow Jacket. You know, this game has a lot of meaning. Not only are the teams playing for honor and pride as Hastings Yellow Jackets, but as Chris Skrelly mentioned to me earlier on the bus up here, last year when they won their last game, Chris Skrelly, the captain, was just a junior, and he said it meant so much to him to win that game. He can't imagine what it's like to win as a senior. And after losing last week, he mentioned that he didn't want to go out losing his last two, and to win this final game, a night game at a neutral position, a neutral stadium, a bowl game in fact, would just be absolutely amazing. This game is setting up to be a dandy. The Jackets, as we mentioned, 6-2. So were the Tigers. The Jackets won by 4 points earlier in the year. Back to receive the kickoff by Paul Titus will be number 11, Phil Rada. The Jackets get down, and Titus boots one. Rada fields it. He drops the ball. Picks up at his own 15, running right to the 20, the 25, has a hole, breaking a tackle. He could go all the way. Rada gets around the corner. Paul Titus chasing after him to the 20, the 10, 5, and the Pawling Tigers start off the game with an 85-yard kick return by Phil Rada. Made one move and utilized his lightning speed to get to the end zone. It's the ideal way for the Pawling Tigers to start off the game. 18 seconds in, it's 6-0. They're going for the two-point conversion. They give it to Rose, running left, cuts it back in, and Rada gets in the end zone. The junior is going to kick off for the Pawling Tigers. And back to receive the kickoff, the captain, number 2, Chris Skrelly, and number 29, the senior, Paul Titus. And it looks like they have a special kick lined up. I don't think Lodge has the ability to kick it deep. That's why I heard Coach Vidcaro screaming. Titus and Skrelly are at the 22-yard line to receive. Of course, they kick off from the 40. And Lodge sets. And he boots it towards the sideline. Maggiato fields and falls down on it at the 30. Dave Maggiato is a outside linebacker. He's a senior. And he plays that position on the left middle wedge. So Jackets first play from scrimmage. Skrelly takes himself running over the middle, and he ran for a pickup of 8 yards. There, or a waggle run where he runs it to the outside. Occasionally you'll see Josh Barron on a sweep or a jet sweep. And this time Ashman gets it, and he bowls forward for the first down up to the 43-yard line. So 2 plays, the Jackets pick up the first down, and this has been their forte all year long. Going into the year, Coach Vaccaro has always had the strategy. He likes to ground it out football, run the ball a lot, eat up time on the clock, and score touchdowns by marching the ball down the field to 80 yards. That's what they've been able to do all year. So this is nothing new to the Jackets already. 2 plays, 12 yards. And Skrelly gives it to Ashman up the middle again. This time he's hit hard by Jeremy Rose, the senior. Picked up 3 on the play. The ref gives a nice spot. Dave Maggiato and Ed Bash check into the game as the split end number 88, Zach Barnett, comes out along with Nick Johnson.
Take up a 2 on the play.
Skrelly going on the hard count. Jackets showing discipline. And Skrelly takes it this time, running left, cuts it back inside, broke a tackle, and came up about a yard short of the first down.
Number 2 for Skrelly.
Check that. It's Jeremy Rose is actually a junior. So he has 1 more left on his contract.
3rd and 2 for the Pawling 39-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Jackets, just into Pawling territory. Gotta look for Ashman on the blast. Hard count again. And Skrelly takes it on the follow. He spins forward, and he's going to be close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot by the referee. It looked as though he had gotten it, but now the
Tackled by number 56.
Spot is put down, and we'll see if they bring out the chains. They will.
Timeout for measurement.
It's an official timeout. Jackets looking to keep the drive alive, and if they don't get this, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Vaccaro went for it. They pick up the first down, though.
Hastings with a first down.
So Jackets drive is alive at the Tiger 47.
49-yard line.
Split right, Zach Barnett. Split left is Joe Flaherty, the sophomore. You got Ashman in the backfield. And the 2 wingbacks, they're going by wingback, is Josh Barron and Pete Rosenstein. Pawling shows blitz. They give it to Ashman, gets hit in the backfield, but he powers his way forward for a pickup of about 2 yards on the play. So the Tigers gained some penetration. They showed blitz, didn't come with it, but the defensive tackle broke through. But Ashman does a nice job. He's a great hard runner. He's a workhorse. So not only will he grind him out for you for 3-4 yards a carry, even when he's in the backfield, he'll do it all game long.
Pick up a 3 on the play.
Second and about 7 yards to go. And Skrelly back to pass. He's looking long. He fires to Zach Barnett. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. There's no flag on the play. Barn, baby Barn. You've seen Skrelly hook up with Zach Barnett all year long, and a 45-yard touchdown pass brings the Jackets within 2. An outstanding ball by Chris Skrelly. Early in the year, Skrelly would throw the ball to points on the field on the fade, making it more of a timing pattern. There, he went back, took his time, threw the ball about 45 yards in the air, and hit Barnett on the dead run. And with the hands Zach Barnett has, he's never going to drop that pass. Now they're going for 2. A little pop pass. Ed Bash makes the catch. And it's 8-8 as the Jackets come right back. There's that resiliency you've seen all year long. And with 7:48 to go in the first quarter, it's already 8-8. This game is setting up to be a high-scoring one of excitement. The first game was one of the most exciting games of the year. It was a back-and-forth 16-12 victory for the Jackets. And so far this game is very comparable to their first meeting. Paul Titus will kick off. As always, he boomed the first kick all the way down to the Tiger 12-yard line, where Phil Rada momentarily dropped the ball and ran it all the way back for a touchdown. Now they switch balls. They get a little bit of a softer ball, which Titus can kick further. What the coaches do on the sideline, they hold on to the balls. They make sure they stay warm, and this way on the kickoff, Titus gets a nice warm football that he can drive. When they're cold, the balls tend to just flutter down. Titus boots one, but it's going to be offsides on the play. Offsides on the Yellow Jackets. Almost looked like a miscommunication as the entire Yellow Jacket line started running a little bit too early before Titus had a chance to kick the ball. So it just moves them back 5 yards. They'll do the whole thing over from the 35.
Offside on Hastings. They're now kicked from the 35-yard line.
So Titus will do it again. And a low line drive hit a man. Now it's picked up at the 32. Running right and absolutely pummeled by number 13, Josh Barron. On the return,
from their own 34-yard line.
that looked like Oliver Twiddell returning it on the right side. Only got up to the 35. And that time the Jackets were trying to be a bit conservative. They got a horrific jump off Titus's snap. So the special teams coach will have to have a talk with them about that. But nevertheless, excellent coverage. Stopped the Tigers at the 35. And going back to pass already, being pressured by Sean Ashman, and Ashman hits him. The ball comes loose. And it appeared to go out of bounds before the Jackets could recover. As Charles Delanoy fell on the ball, he's trying to argue that he fell on the ball while he was in bounds. It's tough to see from up here, but they're going to rule it Tiger football.
Carried by number 7, Cecil Jones. Tackled by number 33, Sean Ashman.
The quarterback, number 7, Cecil Jones, a junior. He went back to pass. Head coach Carl Ferraro of the Pawling Tigers trying to spark his team early. And it didn't work out. It'll be 2nd and 16. Jones hands it off up the middle. It's Rose breaking a tackle, and he picks up 6 on the play back to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be 3rd and 9. Rose is the workhorse, while Phil Rada, number 11, is the speedster for this Pawling team. When they run the ball, they'll mix it between Rose and Rada. That's one thing that hurt the Jackets last week. Haldane mixed up their plays so much there was no one that the Jackets can key. Here, the Jackets can key Rose, and if they see he's going one way and they know he's not going to get the ball, they go after Rada. And if they see he's going to get the ball, they go after Rose. Of course, that can hurt on the waggle, but you got to run it that way. The give is to Rada, running left. And he's got a big hole, cuts it back inside, and is hit. But he stays on his feet all the way down to the Jacket 38. So a big run on 3rd down by Rada of 28 yards. and the Tigers are in business. But last week what Hal Dane did, they mixed up the running so much, the Jackets had no one to key, and it really put a lot of holes in the defense. As you saw, there was a large hole in the defense there on the left side. They ran the sweep to Rada, and he had a lot of green grass in front of him. Jones is set, and they run a mini reverse to Rada. Breaks a tackle, running left. Alvaro Santamaria can't get him. Rada cuts it back inside. Touchdown!
Touchdown.
A 38-yard run on the mini reverse to Phil Rada.
37-yard touchdown run by number 11, Phil Rada.
And the explosive Tigers have come out, putting 2 long touchdowns on the board. Rada now has 200 total yards in only 8 minutes of play. So it's 14-8, and once again the Tigers will try to pound in the 2-point conversion. Rada actually has 172 yards on the day so far. The Tigers set, and Jones back to pass on the option, cuts it back inside, and he falls into the end zone. So they pick up the 2-point conversion again, and it's going to be 16-8. Just over midway through the first quarter.
5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the first quarter. The score of the Pawling Tigers 16, the Hastings Yellow Jackets 8.
Come on, Jackets, let's go!
On the 38-yard scamper by Rada, Jones actually handed the ball off to number 18, Anthony Rubino, who then gave it to Rada, and it fooled the Jacket defense. Usually in a game like this, you don't expect shenanigans early, so Coach Carl Ferraro has put them to the test, and so far, it's worked out in his favor. While the Jacket defense has not looked sharp, the offense has looked outstanding as they had a 70-yard drive to start off the game for them. And really on that drive, they were not pressured to get the first down. They had a 3rd and a yard to go, but they picked up the first down there. And the Pawling defense having a lot of trouble with the Jackets so far. Unfortunately, that feeling and that action is mutual. The kick by Lodge is a short one, and Majel Fieldton gets absolutely hammered at the 40-yard line. And it looked like he just got the wind knocked out of him. You know, it's almost a cheap play, but what the Pawling Tigers do, they have Lodge kick the ball high in the air down the right side.
Hastings with a 1st and 10.
Near the sideline. And so when the Jacket fields it, they could get crushed because the guy's coming, you know, at 20 miles an hour or whatever he can run. And the Jacket's defense is defenseless. On that run by Phil Rada, he hit the 1,000-yard mark. Rada now at over 1,000 yards on the season. Only a junior, and he's a halfback, so next year he's going to do big things for this Pawling club. Maggiato did an excellent job fielding the ball and went down at the 40-yard line. He's being attended to. A nice turnout by Jacket fans, considering this is all the way up in Carmel. There looks to be about 100 or so Jacket fans here tonight. It's a stellar evening, clear as day. The Jackets will start off in good field possession when they get back to play. They'll be at their own 40. There's been a number of big plays in the game as Majau gets back up on his own 2 feet and is going to be helped off the field. A number of big plays. Phil Raiders had 2. And the big play for the Jackets, a 45-yard bomb to Zach Barnett for the touchdown. And that's where we stand at 16-8 as all 3 times both teams have converted the 2 points.
We would like to congratulate Phil Rita, who on that last run went over 1,000 yards for the year.
So we're just about ready to get back here as Tony V is filling in for Lawrence Migliore, the center. Rich Allen also out. He broke a bone in his leg. And the give is to Ashman, right off the middle, pounds forward for a gain of 5. Rob Russack is taking the place of Allen on the line, playing tackle. Russack's been a big factor in the offense all year long, being a big fullback along with Sean Ashman. They like to have, they call it Thunder and Thunder because they got the 2 big guys back there. Now they have Thunder and Lightning with Sean Ashman and Josh Barron. They give us to Barron on the sweep, running left, cuts it back inside, flying up the middle of the field, and is brought down at the 40-yard line. I tell you, he went about 20 yards in 2 seconds. Josh Barron, one of the speedier kids on his team, but sometimes he gets so fired up, he gets the adrenaline running, and you don't know if it's Josh Barron or Bob Hayes out there flying down the middle of the field. An excellent hard run, a pickup of 20, and the Jackets are at the 40-yard line of the Pawling Tigers. Barron now moves to the wingback spot, and the gives to Sean Ashman up the middle. He's hit immediately and dropped at the line of scrimmage. That was Brian Turner on the stop, who got excellent penetration, hit Ashman in the backfield, and was able to hold him and bring him down. If you notice with Sean Ashman, people don't make solo tackles on this kid. They'll hit him as hard as they can. He does not go down. You have to wrap him up and drag him to the ground. They give us to Barron running left. He's got a hole. He cuts it outside and is tackled after a pickup of 15. So Josh Barron running very well so far today. He's got 2 carries, and he's got 35 yards. And there you see an example of the Thunder and Lightning. You pound Ashman up the middle, you hit Barron outside, and what happens is when you keep pounding Ashman up the middle, as the Jackets have done all year long, the defense starts cheating a little, and they fly after Ashman. Skrelly puts his beautiful fake handoff to Ashman, hands it to Barron, and the hole's wide open. Barron gets it again, running left, breaks a tackle, gets outside, breaks another tackle, and he picks up about 7 yards on the play.
Josh Barron. Tackled by number 18, Gary Piso.
I tell you, Barron's so speedy. You had the outside linebacker, Shane Talsack, there. Came up, looked for Barron,
Hastings with the 2nd and 4.
and Barron just sped right around the end, turned the corner, and was able to pick up 6. If Barron was a little slower, he could have been dropped for a loss, but that's the advantage of being a flyer. Barnett split out to the right. Ashman gets it this time up the middle. A bowls forward for about 4 yards. Looks to be just short of the first down. He might have picked it up. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard to go. Jackets are moving. They're on the Tigers 16. Ed Bash checks in now. The big tight end. He's a junior. They bring in Bash to throw a big block. He's an excellent blocker, always gets his hat on another guy's hat, and that's the key to the Jacket offense. Skrelly takes his time. He's got a hole, cuts it back inside, breaking a tackle, end zone. Jackets score. Jackets score. It's 16-14, and the Jackets strike back again. Just outstanding play calling by head coach Joe Vaccaro. He's mixing it up. You saw him go long earlier to Barnett. You see Ashman grinding the ball out. Josh Barron gets the carries outside. And all of a sudden, you forgot about Chris Skrelly, the senior captain who runs the ball like a wingback, like a speedy halfback. In fact, that's what he played last year. He got into the end zone. The Jackets look for 2. Skrelly rolls out, lobs it to Bash, deflected. And the Jackets can't get in. Last week, both teams scored 3 touchdowns in the Jacket Haldane game, and it was the extra points that the Jackets could not convert on. They ended up losing 22-19. This week it's 16-14, could have been tied up, but a nice defensive play there by the Pawling Tiger. Looked to be Phil Rada. The one thing you'd expect to be a little bit weak for the Jackets in this game would be their offensive line. They have Rich Allen out, Lawrence Migliori out. They're 2 big starters. However, the filling in O-line has done an outstanding job. Charles Delanoy, Rob Russack, Jason Nealon. They've done a fantastic job on that line. Ed Bash. And they're just opening up holes. And Titus boots one. He angles it towards the sideline, all the way down to the 10. Takes a bounce, and he was down on his knee, so the Jackets are going to get, the Tigers will start off with the ball all the way down on their 7-yard line. They couldn't handle Titus's booming kick. It was a low-line drive that landed all the way at the 15, took an odd bounce right into the Pawling Tiger, and he went down on his knees and recovered the ball. Of course, high school football, as soon as your knee hits the ground, the play's dead, even if no one touches you. So 1st and 10 from the 7. Rose running up the middle, gets to the outside and picks up 12 on the carry. Forced to have bounds by number 13, Josh Barron, along with 78, Alvaro Santa Maria. Pawling gets right out of that little field position problem, all the way up to the 25. Well, 1st and 10. Jones over center. He hands it off to Rada this time, running right, trying to get around the outside, and he falls down. That was Rose, excuse me. Picked up another 16-yard carry. So defense has looked a little stingy. They're not stopping the Pawling Tiger run. First and 10 again, this time from the Pawling 40. I'm sure they'll run Rose again. And Rose gets it, running right, hit immediately, but he breaks a tackle and is forced out of bounds by Paul Titus after a pickup of 9 on the play. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3 runs in a row, and Rose is picked up 40 yards.
10 on the play.
For the Tigers.
Good for Pawling first down, first and 10 from the 50-yard line.
The Tigers are at midfield now. 2:45 left here in the first quarter. Jones hands it off to Rose, who's not hitting the backfield, but he breaks a tackle and falls forward all the way down to the 38. A great hard run by Jeremy Rose, who doesn't seem to be getting tired at all. It looked like he got tripped up in the backfield. Everyone thought he was going down. He stayed on his feet, and the Tigers are moving.
38-yard line.
I tell you, it's great if you can grind out a long drive, 15 plays, you can run 5 yards a play for 80 yards. But what the Tigers are doing here, they've run 4 plays, all of them runs. So essentially they're grinding it out, but they've gone 52 yards. There's Rose again. This time he's brought down by a host of Yellow Jackets after pickup of 2. So they've solved Rose's problem, at least for that play. But the big workhorse has done a great job on this drive. Seems like Ferraro is a bit of a conservative coach. Earlier, Rada was working. He kept running to Rada. Now Rose is working. He just keeps pounding Rose. This time they give it to Rada on the sweep, and Ed Bash comes up and makes a hit along with Josh Barron, a loss of 3 on the play. You saw an excellent job by Ed Bash taking on the block there. The tight end came out, or the guard, pulled on the sweep. Bash came up, hit his blocker, then bounced off of him and was able to stop Rada. Nice adjustment, because earlier they ran that play a few times and it was wide open. This time the Jackets would not let the Tigers go anywhere. Jones is set, and it's an inside reverse, and a nice tackle by Charles Delanoy after a pickup of a yard, and the Tigers will have a 4th and 10. I believe that was Rubino on the carry. And they're going to go for it. And they're deep into Jacket territory at the 35-yard line. Some teams would punt, but this early in the game, why not put the ball in the air? And the Tigers actually call a timeout, so they wasted timeout here with 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. That's just got to be a miscommunication. Once again, it'll be 4th and 10. And this would be a big stop for the Yellow Jacket defense, because the Pawling Tigers just marched the ball down 55 yards like it was nothing. All of a sudden, the Jackets realize, we can't land a 3rd touchdown this early. They hold them on 3 plays, and it would almost be a backbreaker for this defense if the Tigers can pick up the first down. On the other hand, if the Jackets stop them, it's a momentum swinger, and the offense will come back with decent field position. And the way Skrelly has managed their offense, and the way Barron and Ashman have been running, and the way the offensive line has been firing out, getting their hats on hats, the Jackets should be able to march down the field. This is the fourth possession of any team on the game. On the first three, all the teams scored a touchdown. So it'd be a big stop for the Jackets. Jones is ready. The snap. Jones back to pass, and he gets around the end. He tucks it under, and Ed Bash comes up and makes the sack all the way back at the 43-yard line. So now the Jackets will have excellent field position. They get an extra 5 yards. And nice play by Ed Bash stepping up. Looked like Jones tucked the ball a little bit early, though. Instead of throwing it downfield, he thought he'd try to run it around the end. There's nothing to do. Now, if he doesn't have the ball tucked under the arm, when he sees there's nowhere for him to run, he can just launch it down the field. Worst thing that happens is it's an incomplete pass. They turn the ball over anyway. So Barnett split out to the right. And Scully hands it off to Barron, running left, has some room, breaks the tackle, and is hit down after pickup of 14, all the way down into Pawling territory at their 45-yard line. I haven't seen Barron run the ball that hard for 5 consecutive carries all year long. Barron, of course, a senior. This is his last game as a Hastings Yellow Jacket, and so far he's going out in a boom. Nick Johnson steps in, the junior, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So a very exciting game so far. It's 16-14 in favor of the Pawling Tigers, but there's been big plays left and right. There's been excellent execution on both sides, no turnovers so far, and a high-scoring game. Could you have asked for anything more in the Laura Lee Bowl game? Of course, Phil Rader reached his milestone, rushing for over 1,000 yards now in the season. Zach Barnett had a long 45-yard touchdown reception. This is the Jackets' first night game of the year. They had a scrimmage in which they played under the lights. And they also had a game at Croton in which the weather was terrible. But a night game is a lot different than a day game. Things come into play. First of all, you have the glare of the lights, but that is better than the glare of the sun. Sometimes the sun can be too much to handle on those long passes, while the lights, you can kind of angle your way out of it. But just the atmosphere is so much different, and everything's so much clearer and crisper. It's nice and cool, and you just get so fired up because the atmosphere is different. It's hard to describe, but there's a lot of excitement in the air during a night game. So Jackets moving the football well. Johnson split out to the right. Ashman is the lone man in the backfield. And Skrelly takes it, breaks the tackle, cuts to the outside, and is hit and dropped at the 40-yard line. Chris Skrelly running hard, tried to find a little juke move.
Tackle
but he got absolutely popped by Brian Turner, number 67. Still a pickup of 4 on the play. It's a 2-point differential. So if the Jackets do get down deep in the territory, Paul Titus has a great foot. The give is to Barron. He pounds his way forward, and he picks up the first down. An excellent run. He pounded over number 18, Tiso. Just pounded him over and picked up the first down. Reminiscence of James Fay last year, who would just absolutely run over everyone. Barron using his adrenaline and muscles to do it there. So Jackets now down to the Tiger 34. Johnson still in the game, split out to the right. This time they come out with Rosenstein at the wing back and Barron and Ashman in the backfield. Ashman gets it, and he's hit and falls forward. Picked up 2 on the play. Rose stepped up and hit Sean Ashman.
Carried by number 33, Sean Ashman. Tackled by number 44, Jeremy Rose, and number 67, Brian Turner. Pickup of 1 on the play.
It will be 2nd and 9 from the 33. Tony V, filling in at center this week, has done an excellent job. Rosenstein goes in motion, and the ball comes loose off the snap.
Fumble on the play.
This is Tony V's first week at center, so they're not fully meshed.
I think Hastings had the first one.
And the Jackets have recovered the ball. Under there was, I believe it was Sean Ashman that came up with that one, actually. So Jackets maintain possession.
Fumble recovered by Hastings.
That'll be 3rd down. They actually pick up a yard. 3rd and 8 from the 32.
From the Pawling. 33-yard line.
This is probably 4 down territory for Vaccaro. And Skrelly on the waggle, going back, looking deep. Now under pressure, he fires it up to Barnett. It's up in the air, and it's almost intercepted. Skrelly kind of let that one float up there. Barnett being a taller man than the defender.
Broken up by number 15, Bob Russell.
And the Jackets couldn't come down with it. So it'll be 4th and 9. But Coach Vaccaro sends in his offense to go for it. In comes Blake Considine to do the quarterback work. Now, I know Hastings has a bit of shenanigan play where they run bubble pass. Well, let's see if they run it here. They line up with Skrelly as the wingback. Considine over center. And he goes back to pass. Considine fires, and it's complete, but the ball comes loose. And, you know, they ran the hook and ladder. What happens on that play is Blake Considine comes in as the quarterback. He fired to Barnett on a stop pattern. It was complete, and what Barnett, I guess, didn't realize is he had the first down picked up. The play's designed so then he pitches it to Chris Skrelly, but he got hit as he went to throw the ball. They're measuring it now. Let's see if they picked up the first down. Well executed, only was hit on the pitch, and they come up an inch short. So Jackets just an inch away from the first down. Don't pick it up. And the Tigers take over at their own 24.
Throw it to Lucas.
Lucas split out to the right for the Pawling Tigers. Jones, the quarterback, hands it off to Rose, running left, and he breaks the tackle, gets through all the way down to the 40-yard line as he's forced out of bounds by Chris Skrelly, but a flag is down on the play. A late flag came out. Let's see what it is, and it's going to come back because the penalty is against the Tigers. Now, it could be unsportsmanlike conduct. but I believe it's going to be a holding, which sends him all the way back.
Shut up and play your position.
Flag on the play.
That's what it is. It's going to send him all the way back to the 32-yard line. It's a spot foul, so the holding penalty must have been made around the 40-yard line of the Tigers, and that's what broke Rose loose. So while you say, wow, you know, that penalty goes for 30 yards, it knocks him back, in actuality, he wouldn't have had the 30 yards. So when all is said and done, they pick up 7 on the carry. And they maintain first down. So 1st and 4. And Jones hands it off to Rose again, who powers his way forward. Looked to pick up the first down.
Carry by number 44.
Got up to the 35-yard line. And they do give him the first down.
That good for a Pawling first down. Pawling with a 1st and 10 from its own 35-yard line.
Maggiato now is standing and walking on his own 2 feet on the sideline. That's a good sign. He does have his cleat off, but he's standing on his own 2 feet, so it looks to be all right. 1st and 10 from the 45. Jones hands it off up the middle to Rose, and he plunges forward for about 5 yards on the play. The Jacket defense has had a lot of trouble containing Rose. The coaches before the game said Rose was the man they've had to contain. They haven't contained Rada either. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Tigers from midfield. And it's a give up the middle to Rose. A flag goes down immediately on the play.
Flag on the play.
Rose went just short of the first down. It's going to be holding, and that's going to send the Tigers back.
Holding against Pawling.
Once again, holding is a spot foul. The flag looked to be down at the 43-yard line, so it's going to go all the way back to the 32-yard line of the Pawling Tigers. So 2 holding penalties against the Tigers for a total of 30 yards. And the Jackets have been the more disciplined team. Now some more Yellow Jacket fans are starting to pile into the stadium. 2nd and 13. And Jones is back to pass. He fires it long. He threw it up in the air. Lucas makes the catch and is knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Excuse me, that was Russell making the catch there. You know, it looks like Jones lobbed that one up there, but Russell put a nice move on it. It was wide open, so he was able to accept the lobbed up pass and bring it down at the Jacket 37.
And apply, Lucas!
That's Jones's first complete pass of the day. And it's a mini reverse to Rada, nothing doing, although the line falls forward, so it picks up 2 on the play. He was tackled by a host of Yellow Jackets.
Tackled by number 65, Jason Nealon.